All right, let's have a look at finance. It's over to Rachel.
Good morning, Virginia. Good morning, Michael. Mortgages, car finance and credit cards will be under the spotlight at the Banking Royal Commission this morning. The initial public hearings will focus on consumer lending, which is where most of us deal with the banks. This first session will run until the end of next week. The Royal Commission is due to deliver an interim report by the end of September. Its final report is due early next year. Unions are calling for a $50 increase to the minimum wage. Last July, lowest paid workers were given a boost to their pay packets, and unions want another increase this year. On average, low-income workers take home just $695 a week or $36,000 a year. The Australian Industry Group says a weekly boost of $12.50 is more reasonable. The Fair Work Commission will make a decision in time for the new financial year. Asian economies, including our own, are expected to see another year of increasing growth in 2018. Financial advisory firm Deloitte's Voice of Asia report out today says while 2017 was better than expected for the region's economies, this year is likely to see them perform even better. Improving domestic conditions, injections of cash for new building projects and continued improvement in global conditions will help boost economies in our region. But Deloitte warns the path to growth could hit some hurdles if Australia's housing bubble as well as financial imbalances in China worsen. Let's take a look at the global markets now. A short time ago, the Dow Jones was down 0.5%, while tech stocks have driven the Nasdaq to a new high. London's FTSE has closed lower despite making gains early in the session. It ended down 0.1%. The Australian dollar is buying 78.74 US cents. Brent crude is almost 1% lower, trading just below $65 US a barrel. Spot gold is worth $1,323 US an ounce. Here are some numbers. Want to be home buyers in Australia might wish were in place in our biggest markets. London house prices have tumbled more than 2.5% in the past 12 months. It's the biggest decline since the housing slump of 2009. Housing market analyst Acker Data says the most expensive London suburbs have seen the biggest decline, up to 15% in some areas over the year. For some context, this week's data from Australian housing analyst CoreLogic shows Sydney's market has fallen 1.3% in the past 12 months. In Melbourne, prices have risen 6.5%. And Italian design house Prada seems to be one company still thriving in a struggling retail market. After 4 years of falling sales and another bad quarter announced just last week, investors are confident the designer can turn its tables around. To prove their support, they sent Prada's share price soaring on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange yesterday, adding 15% to its value.
I know I'm not supposed to have an opinion on anything, but can I suggest that it's because Prada's fashion's really boring?
Okay.
I'll just talk about the numbers.
Why is it boring, Virginia?
It's just conservative, dull, boring. You ever walk past a Prada window and go, wow, that's beautiful? Not really. All complaints to me. Thank you so much, Rachel.
You.